The doorbell buzzed, its sharp electronic tune slicing through the quiet of my Saturday morning. I glanced at my phone, the doorbell camera feed flickering to life, and there she was, Lisa Harper, hands planted firmly on her hips, foot tapping like she was counting down to an explosion. Her sleek blonde bob swayed as she jabbed the bell again, her lips pursed tight enough to crack walnuts. I sighed, setting my coffee mug down on the counter. This was the third time this week, and I knew I couldn't dodge her forever. "Mark, I know you're home." Lisa's voice crackled through the speaker, sharp and demanding. "Every single person in Pinecrest Grove has to chip in for the HOA block party. It's not a choice." I leaned back in my chair, rubbing my temples before pressing the talk button on my app. "Morning, Lisa. Like I've said before, I checked the HOA rules front to back. There's nothing saying I have to pay for your party. I'm sitting this one out." Her face twisted, like I just spit in her coffee. "This is about community, Mark. Everyone else has paid their share. Who do you think you are?" I kept my voice steady, though I could feel my patience fraying. "I'm a guy who knows his rights. Please stop coming to my house about this." That only made her madder. Her cheeks flushed red as she thrust a clipboard at the camera. "This is my third VY sit, Mark. Your name's the only one not checked off. You want to be the neighborhood leech?" I forced a tight smile. "Have a good day, Lisa." I cut the feed and watched her storm off, her fancy sneakers smacking the pavement. She shot one last glare at my house before marching across the street to her picture-perfect colonial, lawn manicured to within an inch of its life. I had no idea this was just the spark that would ignite the most ridiculous feud our quiet cul-de-sac had ever seen. I'd only been in Pinecrest Grove for 3 months, drawn by the tidy streets and peaceful VYB. My new place was a dream, 3 bedrooms, a big backyard, close to work. Sure, there was an HOA, but I figured that just meant neat lawns and no junk cars. I didn't expect Lisa Harper, the HOA's self-proclaimed queen bee, who ran the social committee like she was commanding a small army. My first week, I got a welcome Paquita 3-inch binder stuffed with rules, schedules, and community expectations. Tucked in the back was a list of voluntary events, including the annual summer block party. The word "saw voluntary" saw was right there in bold. I wasn't looking to make waves. I'd hit it off with my neighbors, the Thompsons, and wave to the older couple across the street now and then. But I'm not big on crowds, and I wasn't about to play social butterfly. Then the emails started. The first one called the block party donation mandatory. I ignored it, chalking it up to Lisa's overzealousness. The second email screamed, "Saw, final notice saw," in red, demanding due law 100 by Friday. I shot back a polite reply, saying I wasn't attending and wouldn't be paying. That's when Lisa started showing up at my door. After our third showdown through the doorbell camera, things spiraled. The next morning, I found a neon orange notice taped to my mailbox. Saw violation. Failure to support community initiatives. Finis pending. Saw, I yanked it down, shaking my head at the nerve. By evening, 3 more notices were slapped on my front door, garage, and somehow me trash can. I snapped photos of everything, sensing I'd need proof later. The next day, Lisa escalated her campaign. I spotted her across the street with a posse of 4 women, huddling like they were plotting a coup. Their voices carried just enough for me to catch phrases like "new guy" and "thinks he's above the rules." I waved as I grabbed my mail, trying to keep things CIVYL. One woman, maybe Sarah, looked sheepish and waved back, but the others just whispered harder. That night, my doorbell rang at 7:15 sharp. Lisa was back, this time with her husband, Greg, a quiet guy who seemed to exist in her shadow. "Mark, this is getting ridiculous," she said, her tone dripping with fake patience, like I was a kid who wouldn't eat his vegetables. "The party's next weekend, and your due law 100 is holding up our budget." I stepped onto my porch, closing the door behind me. "Lisa, let me be clear. I'm not going to your party. There's no rules saying I have to pay for it, and I'm asking you to stop coming here." Her eyes narrowed. "We'll fine you," she snapped. "The board can penalize noncompliance." I crossed my arms. "Noncompliance with what? Show me the rule." Greg tugged at her arm, mumbling, "Lisa, maybe we should," but she shook him off. "No, he needs to learn how things work here. Everyone participates." That's how we keep our property values up. I didn't budge. This conversation's done. Don't come back. As I turned to go inside, she hissed, "You'll regret moving to Pinecrest Grove. Troublemakers don't last long here." It sounded like a bad movie line, but the edge in her voice made me double-check my security cameras that night. For a few days, things quieted down, and I dared to hope Lisa had backed off. I was dead wrong. Thursday evening, I pulled into my driveway to find Lisa stepping out from behind her SUV, parked right at my entrance. "Think you're clever?" she sneered, holding up her phone, clearly recording me. "The neighborhood needs to know what kind of person lives here, a freeloader who wants all the perks but won't pay a cent." I stayed in my car, window cracked. "Lisa, you're blocking my driveway. Move your car and stop filming me." She stepped closer, her camera practically in my face. "Oh, now you care about rules? What about decency? Even the Wilsons on a fixed income scraped together do law 50. I pulled out my phone and started recording too. Her eyes widened, but she doubled down, shouting, "See? Now he's harassing me. This is our neighbor, everyone." I eased my car around her SUV and into my garage. As the doors started closing, Lisa actually tried to duck under it, still filming, until the safety sensor stopped the door. "This isn't over, Mark," she yelled. "The board's meeting tomorrow, and we're discussing Saw You Saw." I didn't sleep great that night, and at 5:30 a.m., my security app pinged. The footage showed Lisa scattering dozens of block party flyers across my lawn, my address circled in red marker. Then, she shoved a garbage bag later found to be full of rotting food under my porch steps before scurrying back to her house. That was it. I called a non-emergency police line, laid out the whole saga, and mentioned my VY Deo, EVY Denke. The officer was surprisingly understanding and suggested filing a harassment complaint. By 9 a.m., I was sitting with Officer Daniels, showing her the footage on my laptop. "This is from this morning," I said, pointing to Lisa tossing flyers and hiding the garbage. "I'm worried she's unhinged." Daniels nodded. "This is harassment, possibly trespassing and littering. We'll talk to Ms. Harper. You mentioned a board meeting tonight." I nodded. "I think she's trying to turn everyone against me over a voluntary donation." Daniels reassured me, "We'll handle this before it escalates further." Right then, my doorbell chimed again. Lisa was back, clutching what looked like official papers. Daniels raised an eyebrow. "Well, that's convenient." She opened the door just as Lisa raised her fist to knock. The shock on Lisa's face was almost comical. "Oh, there's a mistake," she stammered. "I'm just dropping off community notices." Daniels didn't blink. "Ms. Harper, I'm Officer Daniels. We need to talk about some complaints." Lisa's jaw dropped. "Comline Obao Sao Me Sao. I'm the HOA social chair. Saw the one breaking community standards." Daniel stayed calm. "Can you show me where the HOA rules require residents to pay for social events?" Lisa's face turned crimson. "It's an unwritten rule. Everyone knows how it works." Daniels shook her head. "Unwritten rules aren't enforceable, Ms. Harper. Stop contacting Mr. Taylor and remove any notices from his property." Instead of backing down, Lisa pointed a finger at Daniels. "Do you know who I am in this community? I'll have your boss on the phone in 5 minutes." Daniels' voice sharpened. "Step back and lower your hand. Harassment and trespassing are police matters." Lisa, in a move that stunned me, pulled out her phone and dialed 911. "Yes, I need to report harassment at 142 Pinecrest Drive. A homeowner and someone claiming to be police are threatening me." Daniels sighed, radioed for backup, and within minutes, Officer Lee pulled up. By now, neighbors were peeking out, drawn by the commotion. Lisa saw her audience and went for broke. "Everyone, this is what happens when we let outsiders move in. He's called the police on me for upholding our standards." To her shock, no one backed her up. Mrs. Thompson, my next-door neighbor, stepped forward. "Officers, Lisa's been bullying everyone about this party. She threatened to have my garden statues removed because I only gave Dulaw 50. Another neighbor, a young mom, spoke up. She said I couldn't use the community pool if I didn't pay. The stories poured out years of Lisa's intimidation, forcing voluntary donations, even demanding extra payments after claiming checks were lost. Lisa's face burned red. "You're all ungrateful. I do this for our property values." When Officer Lee tried to escort her to the cruiser, she slapped his hand away. "Don't touch me. I know my rights." Lee didn't flinch. "Lisa Harper, you're under arrest for harassment, trespassing, disorderly conduct, and assaulting an officer." As they cuffed her, she screamed about community standards and how the party would be better without ingrates like us. The neighborhood watched, stunned, as the cruiser drove off. Mrs. Thompson turned to me. "We've dealt with her nonsense for years. Thank you for standing up." On Monday, I got a letter from the real HOA president, not Lisa, despite her claims apologizing for her actions and confirming all social events were voluntary. Lisa was booted from a board. Later, I heard she faced charges for harassment, trespassing, disorderly conduct, and assault. At her court date, she claimed she was just passionate about community. The judge wasn't buying it. 6-month probation, a doula, $1,000 fine, and, in a twist of irony, community serve VYC picking up trash in public parks. The look on her face as the gavel dropped? Priceless. So what do you think? Was I right to dig in my heels? Or should I have just paid the doula $100 to avoid the drama? Is Lisa a tyrant who got what she deserved? Or just a misguided neighbor obsessed with her version of community? And how far would Saw go to stand up to someone like her? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're Team Mark, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood stories.